Hello Uptown and welcome. I'm Richard Cole, host of Amari Purple Talk, and welcome to my Amari Communications channel right here on YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about the purchases I made on Record Store Day, June 12th. My local record store didn't have everything that I was looking for, but I was able to make the purchases online. Shout out to Rough Trade Records for having everything that I needed. Now, growing up in the 70s, early 80s, vinyl was my media of choice. Then in the 80s, CDs came along, so I started buying everything on CD and cassette. And just within the last few years, I decided to get back into vinyl. And I had lost like maybe half of my vinyl collection. So over the years, I've been rebuilding it and putting it back together. I've got like maybe 80% of what I used to have on vinyl back, and adding some new things to it as well. So the first purchase I'm going to talk about that's new to my collection is Donny Hathaway Live. This was originally released in 1972. It was recorded live at the Troubadour in Hollywood, California, and at the Bitter End in New York City. Now, very familiar with Donny Hathaway's work, his albums, his hits. Never had anything personally on vinyl before. Had some greatest hits on CD, and originally had this album dubbed as, or actually burned a CD, I should say. And what attracted me to this particular album was his cover of John Lennon's Jealous Guy. And I heard that, I can't remember if it was like on college supported radio or public supported radio, but I heard it and was like blown away by his version of it. And did some research, tracked down this album, and again, like I said, borrowed it from the library, burned a copy, and now I have the actual vinyl in my collection. In addition to Jealous Guy, there's his hits, Little Ghetto Boy, The Ghetto, Voices Inside, Everything is Everything. But he also covers What's Going On, and he also covers You've Got a Friend. That one was written by Carole King. So you have John Lennon cover with Jealous Guy, Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, and then Carole King's You've Got a Friend. Very short set on this, but I mean, what you don't have in quantity, you definitely have in the quality of this recording. There's a kind of later 70s live album that's a little bit more widely available, but for me, this is my favorite live performance of Donny Hathaway. So I was very glad to finally have a physical copy of this album. Now, as I'm getting back into vinyl and learning how to better take care of vinyl, for this I'm going to invest in some album cover sleeves, as well as the anti-static sleeves for the vinyl itself. And of course, I've always cleaned my records well and things like that, but always interested in better ways to do that. So here, like I said, just kind of had to break the seal in order to look inside the packaging and see how well protected it is. Everything arrived, looks like it's all in one piece. No damage to the covers or anything during transit. They use kind of like the boxing specifically for shipping vinyl records. So, like I said, came in great condition and looks good. So let's take a look at what's inside. So here, it's a gatefold sleeve. Great photography. Let's see, got some quotes. Of course, you know, Donny Hathaway, originally from St. Louis, where Amari Purple Talk is currently being recorded, right here in St. Louis, Missouri. So it has a quote from one of St. Louis's own respected papers, the St. Louis American. It says, "Gifted. On Everything is Everything, Hathaway sings as he plays, soulfully and from the heart." Also, the New York Times says, "Hard swinging, dramatic, Donny Hathaway should be heard," and that's true. Seek out anything you can on Donny Hathaway. Let's see, there's a quote from Aretha Franklin: "The baddest new sound on the scene." So, you know, if the Queen of Soul gives you that stamp of approval, then you definitely made it. So, by all means, check this out. So, let's see. So, side one of the album was recorded at the Troubadour in Hollywood. And then side two was recorded live at the Bitter End in New York. Okay. And as far as the musicianship, of course, Donny Hathaway, great keyboard player, vocalist, songwriter, but he's also joined by Willie Weeks, fantastic bass player, as well as we have Fred White on drums, and then Mike Howard on guitar, and then Cornell Dupree on lead guitar for side two, and then Phil Upchurch lead guitar on side one. So definitely some hard-hitting session musicians. All right, so let's see, let's take a look inside. Okay, so it looks like it has, yes, it has the anti-static sleeve, the kind with the sort of not maybe rounded corners, but sort of that sort of half square, half rounded corner. So definitely the best way to take care of your records, folks. And it also comes on the original Atco label. And this is also released on 180 gram vinyl, so pretty good weight for current album collectors these days. But yeah, I mean, the record looks great, packaging looks great, and like I said, the only thing I would need for this one would be the actual cover sleeve protector for it. But definitely, Donny Hathaway, check it out, pick it up. Next, I'm going to move on to Fela Ransom Kuti. So with Fela, I didn't know a lot about his work until I picked up this book. So this is around the mid to late 90s when I read this book, Funk, the Music, the People, and the Rhythm of the One, written by the funk expert himself, Ricky Vincent. I highly recommend you pick up this book, well researched, lots of historical information on this genre, as well as the history of black music in general. But by all means, yes, definitely pick up this book. But it was through reading this book that I found out a lot about Fela Kuti. There was also a documentary that I saw, I can't remember the title of it, but that informed me about how much not only was he a great artist, but also an activist as well, as far as, you know, the plight of what was going on in his native country in Africa. Like I said, check out his music, incredible body of work. But it was through that I checked out a greatest hits compilation from the library and loved the music and decided, yeah, I want to collect more of it. So many years later, stumbled upon this album, Open and Close. Found out it was out of print. When you go on Amazon, originally like the CD, they wanted like $50 for it, maybe higher. The vinyl, at the time was even in the hundreds. So I was glad that this was getting a reissue for Record Store Day. And this will be the first of many things that I will collect from Fila Ransom Kuti. So open and close. This is a 50th anniversary reissue. It is on red and yellow butterfly vinyl. And from the looks of things, this will be another album to where I'll get an outer sleeve for it. Definitely because of the sort of wraparound on the packaging here, and maybe the anniversary label as well. So I'm gonna pop this one open. Let's see. We may have to edit, folks. Alright, here we go. Yeah, like I said, definitely going to get an outer sleeve for this one. Okay, and here's the front cover, back cover. And you can also listen to this album on streaming, which is the best way that I was able to listen to it, since, like I said, the prices were so high in getting the CD or original vinyl for this. And again, with the packaging, same type of maybe not an anti-static sleeve. But like I said, I'll replace that. But yeah, there it is. The red and yellow butterfly vinyl. I don't know what to make of a lot of these things being released on color or in color for the vinyl on that. But I mean, it's, you know, I guess an interesting way to market the albums. I have yet to decide how it's going to sound, but I would assume they've improved on the technology. You know, I guess there's not really a difference anymore with, you know, just the regular black vinyl and the various color vinyl that exists. But, you know, looking forward to giving this a listen and checking it out. Like I said, I loved it on streaming. So, which is why I ended up definitely wanting to get my hands on the vinyl. Again, the cover's in great condition, and another gatefold album cover, and some pretty good liner notes inside. So, like I said, can't wait to give this one a listen and really enjoy it in its entirety beyond just streaming. So that's Open and Close by Fila Ransom Kuti. So by all means, if you're a fan, definitely check it out. And last but not least, this one is for all of my Amari Purple Talk listeners. For those that are new to the channel, Amari Purple Talk is a podcast that is dedicated to the music and artistry of Prince. You can listen to Amari Purple Talk on your favorite podcast platform, or by clicking like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and listen to it right here on this Amari Communications channel on YouTube. Alright, so the moment that my Amari Purple Talk listeners have been waiting for is the release on vinyl for the very first time, The Truth by Prince. Now, this was an album originally was supposed to get a standalone release around 1997 or so, but ended up as part of the Crystal Ball compilation that was released in 1998. And this is regarded as a mostly acoustic album. The misconception being that it's all acoustic. There's a lot of acoustic guitar that's on it. However, there are other electric instruments going on, synthesizers, keyboards, and parts. But it's kind of, something different for Prince, something that he wasn't known to have done before, like at least acoustically influenced or an all acoustic album. So that was the sort of draw for listeners. Listeners to Amari Purple Talk have probably heard me advocate this album to get a standalone release for a number of episodes, but it finally happened, and here it is. And what I like about this, this has an adhesive outer sleeve, so don't get to fumble around with it like the other two, and won't have to get a outer sleeve for this one. I also like too that, I don't know if you can see that, but at the bottom, I guess this particular Rough Trade location, they have one in US, one in UK also. But all the record stores had everything in a limited number of copies available. So this one looks like it was marked, and this one was marked 0018. So my birthday is March 18th, so I thought that was a little bit of cosmic symmetry going on there. So I will definitely keep this in this sleeve. So let's take a look at the album. And let's see. Alright, and then great album designed by Steve Park, someone that worked on a lot of Prince album covers and a lot of graphic design and photography for Prince for a number of years. So he was tapped to create the work for that. And here we have we've got lyric sheet, liner notes, and very cool graphics going on. And let's see. And then the sleeve may or may not be anti-static. Yeah, I got a little static going on with this one, but yeah, I'll get a anti-static sleeve for that. I heard they do come in various colors, so maybe I'll get a black anti-static sleeve to kind of go with the decor of the album. And let's see, album looks like it's in pretty good condition. Yeah, a little dusting, like I said, because of the static from the inner sleeve. The label looks nice. Kind of almost has theme of Prince's Black Album with the label a little bit. But yeah, definitely gonna have to get an anti-static sleeve for this one. Keep it nice. Well, I like the packaging though. To me, it's out of the three, probably the best. Again, like I said, it's got great liner notes and lyrics. Yeah, definitely can't wait to hear how this sounds on vinyl. I have the Crystal Ball CD version. In fact, here is the Crystal Ball CD. Here's the original Truth CD here. So I've heard it here. I've also heard it on streaming. So I can't wait to listen to it on vinyl. Again, like I said, if you've listened to Amari Purple Talk and you've heard me advocate for a standalone release, definitely something for Record Store Day, and definitely on vinyl. I think Prince was a huge fan of vinyl, and before his passing, when he got rights to his master recordings, one of the first things he insisted on was reissuing his classic work on vinyl. And just up until things, or some of his classic albums have been remastered, like 1999 and Sign of the Times, the vinyl was the best way to hear it. And as I'm struggling to get this back in sleeve, and I want to keep this sleeve because I like the little number 18 that's on it. Alright, so Prince, The Truth, finally on vinyl. So there you have it. My Record Store Day purchases from Record Store Day 2021, round 1. July 17th, I believe, is the next round. Didn't see anything on the list that caught my eye, but I'll go over it again. If there is something, I'll pick it up, and if you'd like me to do another video on it, please let me know. And thank you once again for tuning in to my Amari Communications channel. Also be sure to check out Amari Purple Talk again on your favorite podcast platform, or click like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and just get notified on everything Amari Communications. So thank you for tuning in, and as always, keep it purple and on the one.